to our talk on godliness and spirituality. Now, we talked about the first ever state that you are going to make if you want to walk with God. We say, come out of the world. Come out of the world. You say, but I don't understand. What is wrong with the world? The world is under the influence of the God of this world, that is Satan. Let me read so that you will understand before you know why we should come out of the world. Evidences of what happens in the world that we should come out of the world. Let's read 2 Corinthians chapter 4. I read verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, if what I'm saying is hidden to some people that they are blinded, that they may not understand, if the gospel be hid, the gospel of salvation, it is hid to them that are lost. Don't be one of those that are lost. In whom the God of this world, in whom who? The God of this world, the God of this world had blinded the minds of them which believe not. Lest the light, why has he blinded their eyes? Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine upon them. For we preach not ourselves, but Jesus Christ the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Jesus' sake. We are your servants for Jesus' sake. We are not preaching as we preach Jesus Christ. Don't let the God of this world blind your eyes. God of this world, say, come out of this world. Now, the God of this world. You've seen the God of this world. Now, let's go to exactly what happens in the world so that you know. I've established the God of this world. Let's look at Matthew chapter 4, verse 8. And the devil taketh him up into a great mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou shalt serve me, if thou shalt serve me, if thou shalt bow down, fall down and worship me. Look at Luke again, chapter 4, verse 5. And the devil taketh him up into a high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, the Lord Jesus, this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. To whomsoever I will, I give it. And so you see Satan asserting the fact, reaffirming the fact that he is the one who is in charge of the world. He is reaffirming that fact that he is the one who is in charge of the kingdoms of the world and glory of the world, the powers of the kingdoms of the earth, the powers of the kingdoms of the world. Satan reaffirming that he is in charge. He is in charge. That's why we say, come out of this world. Come out of this world. Come out of this world. What are the characteristics of this world? That's why we ask you to come out of this world. What are the characteristics of this world? We're going to just read one or two things. You see the characteristics of this world. James chapter 3, I read just one verse, verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. This world is full of iniquity. This world is full of magnitude, a high degree of iniquity. The iniquity that is in this world is unimaginable. It's highly unimaginable. Let's go to 2 John, 1 John, before we can make our analysis. 1 John, I read verse 5. 1 John chapter 5, I beg your pardon. 1 John chapter 5, I read verse 19. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world, and what? Not half. And the whole world lieth in wickedness. The whole world lieth in wickedness. So this is a word of a wicked word. The whole world lieth in wickedness. This is a word of iniquity, iniquitous word. This is an adulterous word. This is an evil word. So this word is characterized by evil. This word is characterized by iniquity. This word is characterized by wickedness. This word is characterized by depravity. Is the God, because the God of this world is the one in charge. Now, if you look at the world, you will see the depravity. You see the iniquity that is happening in the world. Iniquity, let me start from the family. In the family, you will see. How many times have you seen a brother of the same mother? A brother, two brothers of the same mother, how many times have you seen them fighting themselves? You say this is natural. That is part of iniquity that is going on in the world. How many times have you seen children, some born by the same mother, of different fathers, some of the same father but of different mothers? How many times have you seen them fighting themselves? Common, very common, very common. How many times have you seen two families, families of uncles fighting against themselves? Too common. How many times have you seen families of aunties, members of the aunties, families of the aunties fighting against themselves? Too common. In short, the Lord Jesus Christ said, a man's greatest fools are those of his own household. A man's greatest fools are those of his own household. If you look at kindreds, you see a lot of evil happening. How many times I've seen so many people. I remember a friend of mine was telling me how this particular woman had 8 daughters, and this particular woman initiated these daughters into witchcraft and would not allow any of them to marry because of what? Because he was getting promotion in the world of witchcraft. In witchcraft world, she was getting promotion by caging those people. You see that iniquity. How many times have you seen children even using their parents as sacrifices in the spiritual world for promotion, for power? How many times have you seen parents doing that, using their children as sacrifices? How many times have you seen husbands using their wives as sacrifices in the spiritual world to get power, to get promotion, to get what? How many times have you seen even wives sacrificing their husbands? If you talk about all these religious leaders, if you know how many sacrifices they do with their members, it's unimaginable. If you know how many sacrifices they do with the children of their members, it's unimaginable. If you know how many blood they spill in sacrifices and all, it's unimaginable. If you go to religious circle, sacrifices all up and down. If you go to political level, unimaginable sacrifices, unimaginable wickedness. If you go to the music industries, if you go to the artists, if you go to Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood, if you know all the sacrifices going on there, if you go to all these religious leaders, if you don't go to all these religious groups like Roman Catholic and Catholicism, if you know all the sacrifices of children going on there, if you go to all these kingdoms of the world, if you know all the sacrifices going on there, seats of power will tell you this is the seat of power of this, it is the seat of power of this, and every now and then they use human beings sacrifice to stay in power. They use human beings to sacrifice to keep that power. They use human beings to sacrifice, blood spilling all over. Even when some of them get into those positions, you know what they do? They orchestrate wars so that they could kill. They orchestrate wars so that they could massacre people. They could use human beings as sacrifice in the guise of fighting war, in the guise of fighting, quote, protect national interest. No, they are not protecting national interest. What they are doing is they are thirsty for blood. All these leaders of the kingdoms of this world, because they are directly under the control of Satan, they are busy fighting wars. Even when there would be no need for wars in a particular nation. I remember in a nation called Udi, a particular president massacred a lot of people in Udi. A particular governor massacred a lot of people in some states. And what they're doing? If you see why they are mobilizing one part of a particular religion, mobilizing against another religion, it's all wickedness in the evil. A particular group of people saying, if you don't believe in our God, we will massacre you. If you don't believe in what we believe, we will kill you. They are all part of wickedness going on in the world. If you look at nations, like the nations of Europe, coming to Africa, destroying people, destroying lives, taking over the resources of the people for gold. They are going for gold. They are looking for silver. They are going for diamond, and they are busy massacring people. Look at what is going on in Ukraine because of the resources of there. Look at what is going on in Biafra because of the resources there. Look at what is going on in DRC. Look at what is going on. I heard of a nation in, is it Azerbaijan or Armenia, where they are cornering 120,000 men. 120,000 Christians. They are being cornered by a particular religious group. They call them Islamists. What is that? They are all wickedness that is being orchestrated in the world. That is the world. Why are those things happening? Those things are happening because the God of this world wished that so. The God of this world desired that. The God of this world who planted those people in authorities, in political authorities, in national authorities, in religious authorities, in association authorities, in institutional authorities, who planted those people in ethnic ethnic authorities, who planted those people in tribal authorities, in racial authorities, who planted those people in economic authorities, who planted those people in legal authorities. If you know what is happening in legal profession, a lot of people are being massacred to maintain their legal status. And you say these people are gentlemen, these people are respected. They will say these people are respected leaders. I remember traditional rulers. If you talk about traditional rulers, how are they maintaining their seats? By killing a lot of people, by destroying a lot of people. You know what? Because the whole world is being under the control of the god of this world, and the god of this world is a bloodthirsty demon. The god of this world is not interested in saving, but the Lord Jesus say, I am come that they might have life and have it more abundant. He said, the thief cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. The thief, that is the devil. And the devil who is coming to steal, to kill, and to destroy is the god of this world. He's doing his work, and he's mobilizing a lot of people, mobilizing a lot of nations. Look at the nation of Europe. Look at what they are doing to Africa. Look at the nation. Look at America. Look at what they are doing. Look at Israel. Look at what Israel is doing in the Palestinian land. Look at what the Palestinians are doing to Israel. Look at what they are doing all over Biafra. Look at what they are doing in Africa. Look at everywhere is blood. Everywhere is iniquity. Everywhere is wickedness. Everywhere is evil. Very adulterous. If you look at what is happening, some people are saying they are. If you see you are serving God, why are you talking about all these charms and jujus, and you are making juju, you are eating people? You know what is happening on in the world? They are eating flesh. Human beings are raw in eating flesh. I'm not talking about lesbianism. I'm not talking about homosexuality. I'm not talking about evil where man will meet man, woman will meet man. That is evil. And where human beings are even having relations with animals, eating animals, drinking the shit of animals, having sexual relationship with animals. That is a high degree of wickedness. So the evil that is going on in the world is unimaginable. Why? The god of this world is in charge of the world, and that's why we say, if you want to serve God, the first step you do, come out of this world, come out of this world, come out of the iniquity of this world, come out of the wickedness that is in this world, come out of the injustice that is in this world, come out of the war that is in this world, come out of the homosexuality, come out of the lesbianism that is in this world, come out of these wickedness that are in this world, come out of the desire, the mammonic spirit governing people in this world. They don't care whether the people all those people who say they are making laws, they are making iniquitous laws, they are making iniquitous, all the people who are in the various national assembly, they don't care. They are making iniquitous laws, and they don't care whether people die. They will just say, we are making laws in the interest of those nations. They are wicked, because what they care is their pockets, what they care is their lives, and what they care, they don't mind. A lot of people, all these presidents are in bloodthirsty demons. They are being controlled by bloodthirsty demons, and they are ready to go to war. They are ready. They have fought the First World War. They have fought the Second World War, and they are preparing relentlessly for the Third World War. That is where we are going, because the devil is the one pushing them to destroy lives, and that is where we are. That's why we say, come out of this world.